All right, we're going to call this little chestnut No Gimmicks, Part 1. I want to begin with a quote. He didn't originate this quote, but he told it to me. I don't really know who originated it. Something is true, not because the church teaches it. The church teaches something because it is true. I love that. A Dominican priest wondered why a host of new ministries now claim to be the best way forward to help the sexually broken. He thought out loud, doesn't the church already provide the way? Marco and I pondered his words, and we agreed with them. It's been our ethos at Desert Stream for the last 44 years. Not only does every Living Waters group need to be part of a faith community, but its goal is to strike and arrange church chords that compose wholeness. There's nothing new under the sun. No gimmicks. We just strike the rock like needy kids and welcome the water that makes all things new. The first thing that's so important about this is the goal, Christ-centered chastity. The church has always upheld real, robust chastity as the goal of our healing, a gift made possible by the transforming power of the Holy Spirit. The Catechism mentions this in number 2345. Chastity is sexual wholeness, the successful integration of one's deep longings, the unity of humanity in one's body and spirit. I love that. Number 2337 of the Catechism. This is impossible without Jesus. Chastity, rightfully understood, and I dare say most have not, is a call to conversion to Jesus. We may begin by seeking freedom from disturbing symptoms, but what we get is Jesus. He wants more than just to reform conflictual desires or a few bad habits. He wants you. He wants me. Surrender to Christ crucified is the only way forward for sexual wholeness. Chastity also is binary. The church is clear that all of humanity, single and married, young and old, represent God, the Imago Dei, in successfully integrating the truth of man for woman, woman for man. And I quote, sexuality becomes personal and truly human when it's integrated into the relationship of one person to another in the mutual gift of a man and a woman. Again, number 2337 of the Catechism. Chastity involves at core being reconciled to one's sexual gift and offering it to the other. This mutual submission out of reverence for Jesus, Ephesians 5:21, is a rule of life, an adventure of discovery that's neither stunted by singleness nor won in marriage. Living Waters provides a safe and dynamic training ground for those disinclined towards such gift giving. Sensitive men and women compose a team that invites everyone to receive healing and wisdom from both sexes. Chastity flourishes in such a binary milieu, a window as to what the church is and can always do better. Preparation for the Eucharist is also something that we are mindful of in the context of Living Waters. The church is all about prepping for love, and no other expression of worship rivals partaking of Jesus' own body and blood. We need help to get ready for love, especially when we are bound to sins against chastity. I take seriously St. Paul's warning. Don't partake of Jesus unworthily, 1 Corinthians 11, verses 27 through 32. Yes, the Eucharist is a medicine for the weak, not a prize for the perfect, says Pope Francis brilliantly, I think, in one of his documents. But in the same breath, I want to hunger for what's right. I want to wash my heart and so show love for the one I love most. I can't do that when I'm united to idols. Yes, we come weak and hungry to the table, but not wickedly, in presumption. When we fail, sacramental confession is a necessary, welcomed cleanup for the big meal. But frankly, I need more than absolution. I also need resolution. The priest cannot be the sole force that breaks us free from the power of lifelong idolatry for some of us. To overcome strongholds of sin, we need to access the one another of the body. Living Waters provides a sound context for becoming known and empowered by a handful of friends with whom we covenant to live free, one day at a time. We can prevent our own poisoning through idolatry. Such community, rightly structured, can grant one freedom from mortal sin and freedom for the deepest expression of intimacy offered by the Church. Chastity is self-mastery, a training in human freedom, number 2339 of the Catechism. Living Waters helps us to know this Jesus, through and for whom we learn to govern our passions. This is liberated by the Eucharist, which in turn prepares weak people to welcome more of Jesus' integrating power in their lives. No gimmicks. We align with Jesus in church, drink of her abundance, train in her teachings together, and become faithful sons and daughters. We are learning to love the whole of broken people, including ourselves. This is holy, heavenly. This is much more than solving a personal problem. Chastity is a promise of immortality from the Catechism, number 2347. Thanks for listening.